Today I'm going to share how I play with light and shadow using nothing more than direct sunlight and water. Today's video is in partnership and sponsored by PPA, Professional Photographers of America. And I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about this organization. I actually started attending PPA meetings in my hometown when I was a teenager, I don't know, 14 or 15. And it was such a good resource for me at the time because they had regular meetings that covered everything from business practices to professional photography techniques. And I think about it, I really think that the thing that was most valuable to me was the community, the photographers there. I was able to meet real working photographers. I got to ask them questions, get advice, see what it meant to be in the industry. And I remember that there was this one local female photographer and a PPA member, and she let me shadow her on a wedding. And I can't really even explain how much I learned just by watching her work. Now, I am still a member of PPA today, and there are a ton of great benefits that you should definitely know of and take advantage of. So membership, for example, includes equipment insurance, access to free contracts and forms, things you need for your business, marketing material, discounts from vendors, like all things like this. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can visit the link in the description below and you'll get $25 off your membership. Have you ever noticed the beautiful reflections that are created when the sunlight reflects off the water? Maybe it's from the ocean or a pool. And in the past, I've seen these highlights rippling off the water, maybe under the bottom of an umbrella or even under my chin when swimming. So how do I capture this effect in a photograph? Now, usually when I've tried this in the past, it's washed out. It's missing the pop and drama. But this time, I figured it out and I'd like to share it with you. So let's take a look. The first ingredient to seeing this beautiful effect is to put the subject in shadow. You can do a couple of things. You can put a diffuser over their head, maybe a sun umbrella, or what we did here is we put a reflector over the head to block out the light. Because what happens is when the sun is also hitting the subject, it overpowers the beautiful reflections. And so we need the shadow to help us out so we can see that beautiful texture. Now, of course, to create this effect, we need direct sunlight, and a cloudy day is just not going to work. Now, I had to be really careful that where I was positioning myself, I wasn't blocking the sunlight from hitting directly in front of my subject. If I moved around and my assistant moved around holding the shade, we needed to make sure the sunlight was hitting right in front of them because that's what bounces and puts the reflection onto the face. Last but not least, this effect definitely can benefit from a little bit of post-processing, a little bit of Photoshop. So increasing the contrast really showcases the texture of the light. Now, I liked the look where I underexposed a little bit, I added some high contrast, and I popped the highlights. And this was emphasized even more if I chose a high contrast black and white. Now, if you want to know a little bit about the gear in this shoot, I used a Canon R5 and an RF 24-105. Now, I was shooting just a couple inches above the water, and I also decided to add a 4-point star filter. What that did is when the sun was bathing on her and reflecting, it actually picked up subtle glitters on her face. It was a really cool effect. It made her look like she was glistening in the light. Now, this simple natural light setup gives me something summery and something creative to play with. I hope you enjoyed this peek behind the scenes of this creative shoot. Now, if you want to check out the gear used in this video, check out the links below or visit adorama.com. Thanks for watching and see you next time.